So if you're looking for a well-built video and audio capture device that isn't going to break the bank, then I might have a great little converter here for you, and it's made by ClonerAlliance. Hey there, welcome back to my camera collection. If you're new around here, we like to check out old school retro camcorders, along with sharing how you can capture them with devices like you have here, or I have here. So in this video, we're gonna be taking a look at the ClonerAlliance Viewlite AV. Now this was sent to me by ClonerAlliance. They wanted me to do a review on it. So we're gonna go over exactly what this thing actually is and what it can do, along with checking out the features of it, some of the specs, along with some of my likes and dislikes. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how you can connect it to your camera so that you can capture your footage, and I'll show you some of the footage that comes out of it. So with that being said, let's check out this here video converter by ClonerAlliance. So I want to thank ClonerAlliance for sending this out to me. I appreciate it. I always like it when companies hit me up and want me to review their products. So thank you guys. Now I'll just give you my honest opinions on it. This is a very similar device and capture box, I guess you could say, as ClearClick Video to Digital 2.0, but it's got a few different features in it that I actually like better. So we'll get to that here in a few. Let's go over exactly what this thing is. So if you don't know what this thing is and you are just a subscriber of my channel and you like checking out old retro camcorders, well, this is a great video capture device. So what you can do with it is pretty much anything that has a analog signal outsource, you can hook to this and you can get audio and video out of it. So if you want to hook it to an old VCR and maybe record some of your old home movies from it, you can hook it to camcorders and digitize your old memories and stuff that you have sitting on tapes for a really long time. And you can use it if you want to get into filming with these old cameras. These are a good little starter kit for you to start doing that. Along with that, you can use this with old gaming devices. So if you want to maybe do some playthroughs with some old Nintendo 64 games, you can hook this to it and it'll record the video from that. You can also hook it to like the Dreamcast, because I know the Dreamcast has an S-Video outsource on it. If you want to, make retro gaming content, this is a great thing to get for it. And you can actually hook it up. You can hook it to your gaming device and connect it to your computer, and then you can actually live stream with this while you're playing Conker's Bad Fur Day on Nintendo 64 or something, like that. So if you want to do some like live streaming with Twitch or anything like that, or even on YouTube, you can hook this and it'll be kind of your the middleman for connecting your old gaming system to your computer for live stream. So I think that's really cool, and much more. It's pretty endless for how many things you can connect this thing to and record to. But it doesn't just do video, you can record audio as well. So you can hook it to old stereos, you can hook it to old radios, you can hook it to like an old Walkman and record audio that way. If you want to digitize some old audio tapes from your Walkman and stuff, or even if you have a voice recorder that maybe records to tape and you want to save audio files from it, you can use this as well. Very good all-around little device here for capturing video and audio. And another thing that I think sets this apart from, I think, the ClearClick converters that I have reviewed a few times on my channel is you can download on your computer, there's an AI system. It will enhance your video footage. So let's say you have some old VHS footage that you want to capture. I'm not exactly sure how it works because I couldn't really get my computer to get it to work. I think I downloaded and put my information wrong into their website, so I wasn't able to download it correctly or something like that. I don't know, I couldn't get it to work. But from other videos that I've seen, people have tested it, and it really enhances the video footage a lot. VHS is kind of more fuzzy looking with the video footage, and it really sharpens it up a lot, especially with like your face. Certain parts of it aren't super great. That's a great system to use, especially because you're only going to get certain video quality out of this. So then being able to enhance it with the AI is actually really good. I think the way that that works is you hook your camcorder up to this and then hook this to your laptop, and it works that way. You can hook it through the 5 volt 1 amp little power supply here, and it also says to PC. So you just hook the USB to your PC and your PC will actually power it, and that's how you do it that way. All right, so enough me rambling about all of that stuff, let's go around and look at the physical features on it. And then after that, we'll go and I'll walk through the menu on it as well. So we'll start with the screen. It is a 3.5-inch LCD screen on it. It's a nice LCD screen. It has a pretty good picture quality in my opinion. To the right of the screen, you have some lights with some indicators here. So if you plug a USB drive in, the little light will indicate blue, indicating that you have a USB drive plugged in. The TF is your SD card. I don't know why they call it a TF, but that is your micro SD card. So if you have that inserted, that light will be blue. If you have a HDMI out source, it will be blue as well. So if you have it connected to like your monitor or like your TV and you want to watch your clips back like that, you can as well. And then obviously you have your D-pad or your selectors. So you have the top, down, left, and right, along with your OK. So that's how you just get around in the menu and stuff like that. You have your record and stop button if you want to record your footage when it's playing on your camcorder or your gaming device. You know, whatever you're wanting to record, you'll push that to record and push it to stop. When it's recording, it'll indicate on the screen that it is recording, just like any other recording device or even like a camcorder. And then next to it, you have a blue little camera button. If you push that, it'll technically just take like a screenshot of what is on the screen. You have some other selections over here. This top left one is a cool, simple function, and I haven't seen this on other converters, and that's kind of a quick select. So usually on other converters, you have to go into the menu and you have to select your video or audio source. If you want to use the AV ports or the RCA ports, the yellow, white, and red ports, you'll have to go into the menu and usually choose AV, or in this one, I think it's CVBS. Again, I don't know why they have a different abbreviations or terms for it on this device. It's your AV out or your component RCA out, or you have to go into the menu and manually switch it to S-video for your video in source, or you'll have to go in and switch it to audio only. So what this little button does is it's just a quick select, so you can cycle through all those really quick. So the arrow with the white square, that is your quick select. So you can just push that and it'll cycle through your AV to S-video to AV only, and then you don't have to go into the menu and manually switch it. You can just select it real quick. It's a lot faster process, so I really appreciate that button. It's a very simple button, but I haven't seen other converters have that. So, and then you have a little power button here, and what that does is it pretty much just turns the screen off or kind of puts it in like a sleep mode. You got your volume up and down buttons, the minus and plus. You have your home button or your menu button, and you have a back button. If you click on something, you can back out of it and, you know, all that. Now up on the top here, you have pretty much all the ins and outs video and audio sources. So on the far left, you have your aux. It does come with a auxiliary cord, so you can do in or out. Out, I think you could use it for like streaming and stuff like that. And in, I'm not sure if you can do it. I tried it with a mic that I had, but you might be able to do like voiceovers and stuff with the in source. I said out. I meant in source. I tried hooking a powered mic up to it, and it didn't show any audio levels or anything like that. I'm not sure if you have to have a video being recorded. Yeah, you might be able to do some form of voiceovers or add audio. And then obviously you get your HDMI out source. Pretty self-explanatory. Now the only thing that I wish companies would do, and I'm not sure why they don't do it, is I wish they would include a HDMI cable with it. Obviously you have your S-video in. So if you don't know, S-video will give you a little bit better video quality over your AV. So if you have a video game console that has S-video on it, I definitely recommend using that. Or if you have a camcorder that has an S-video out, I recommend doing that as well. You got your component RCA AV outs. So yellow is always your video, and then your white is your left audio, and red is your right audio. In some camcorders, they'll only have one audio, so they'll usually have a yellow video outsource and usually a white audio outsource. Some Sony camcorders, they'll have like a black one, but it's still just it's the same thing. It's mono audio, so you don't get stereo out of it. And then your power supply. So it does take a USB-C power supply. So if you have, it comes with one, but if you have some form of USB anywhere laying around the house, it'll power this, and you can hook it to your laptop. It will power it as well. You can use a portable charger to power this as well. So if you want to be able to take this on the go and maybe film a vacation and be able to capture clips and stuff like that while you're out on vacation, you can do that. And then on the right side of the converter, you have your micro SD card insert or your USB drive insert. On the bottom, you do have a infrared sensor, so you can use the remote control with it. And then you have 2 speakers down here for watching playback. Along with, you do hear audio through it when you are recording footage as well, which is great because then you know that there is an audio source. So like your camera did record audio and you know that this is recording audio when you're converting your video footage to this. So, and then on the back, you got some nice little rubber feet here, kind of stand off your table just a little bit. So there's actually a little bit of airflow going through. And you also have some vents here on the back so you can get some airflow so it doesn't overheat and stuff. Now, I don't think it would ever overheat. Maybe if you're using it for streaming or something like that, it might. So it's nice that you get a little bit of a gap so that you get some airflow and stuff moving. But yeah, those are pretty much all the physical features on it. We'll go ahead and check out the menu, and I'll kind of show you some of the functions inside the menu. All right, so we'll go ahead and plug the power in here. Hi, that's me right there. Hi, how you doing? Viewlite AV version. All right, obviously there is no video signal because it's not connected to any kind of camcorder or video or audio source, but this is the screen that you'll be greeted with before you actually hook it up to anything or turn a camera on or anything like that. If this still is like this, if you have it hooked to a video source, just kind of check your cables, make sure they're pushed in all the way, make sure your tape heads on your camcorder are nice and clean, because if your camcorder can't read the tapes, then this isn't going to see anything either. We'll go ahead and go into the menu and show you here. So when you hit the menu button, or I guess the home button, that is the menu button, you'll have a button here that says settings. So you can go into the settings, that's going into the menu. You can scroll over and watch your videos that you have already recorded if you have a USB drive or a SD card in the converter itself. On their website, it was saying that it has a full capacity of like 8 terabytes. So I was thinking this thing had like internal storage system, which is not true. There is no internal storage system on this. But yeah, you can watch your videos back after you've recorded them, along with checking out your screenshots or pictures that you've taken, or listen to your audio sources that you have recorded. You might be able to listen to like your voiceovers as well. So we'll go into the settings. So at the top, you do get 3 different languages you can choose from. So you obviously have English, along with, I believe, Mandarin Chinese. It could be Japanese as well. And then you have Italian. And those are the 3 different options you get. So not even Spanish in here. You can choose your sources. So in other converters, this is where you would come to actually change your video or audio sources. It's on S-Video now, but if you just go to the left, you can choose aux. So that would just be audio only. CVBS, that's just your AV, and then you get S-Video again. So I'll just leave it on S-Video. Your resolution, you can choose 1080p or auto. I leave it at 1080p. And then your video bitrate, the highest it goes is 8, but you can choose between 4 megabits per second, 6 megabits per second, and 8 megabits per second. Kind of the same thing with the audio bitrate as well. You have 320, 128, 192, and 320. So you get 3 different selections on that. And then your video in volume. So you can actually adjust that how you want, depending on your source that is coming into it. So that's nice that you can actually adjust that exactly how you want. Along with your aux in, your speaker volume, you can choose to mute it, but you can choose between 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. You have your LCD brightness, which is really nice. A lot more of a selection of things in here that you can tweak than I've seen in other video converters. You can have your information bar on, so it'll have you can have like a timestamp and stuff like that in there if you want. You can set a auto stop timer, so you can set it for like an hour and it will record for 1 hour and then it'll stop. TF transfer mode, I'm not exactly what that's for. I assume it is for maybe being able to transfer your USB drive, but I tried it and it didn't really work. You hit it and it says invalid TF card. So, I mean, there's not an SD card in here at all, but I even tried it with an SD card in it along with a USB drive and it still didn't do anything. System time, so you can set like the date and time in it. If you want like a time code and stuff like that in your video, you can reset the entire converter to default and a upgrade firmware. So you can actually connect this to your laptop and check ClonerAlliance's website for upgrades. You can download those upgrades to a USB drive or a SD card, and then you can hit upgrade firmware. If you have a upgrade available, it will pretty much just take the file from the storage device, upload it onto this, and that's how you do it. And that's pretty much everything that is in the menu. It's not a huge menu. I like how customizable it is, and you can set things up pretty much exactly how you want. And then this is your quick select button that I was talking about. So it's in S video, you see there on the top right of the screen, and then it switches to aux. So if you have an audio source that's in, it will show your audio levels on how much that is actually coming in, and then you can switch it to CVBS or your AV or your S video, so you can just cycle through those really quick, and I find that really great. Now, some of the specs on this guy, there's not a whole lot of specs that come with it. Some of the ones that I could find on their website, and you can go on there and check out all the specifications and stuff like that if you want to learn a little bit more. Some of the ones that I find important and probably a lot of people want to know. It is great because this can actually record NTSC and PAL. A lot of like European and Asian countries had PAL, and then here in the United States and Canada, stuff like that, they used NTSC. PAL is usually not compatible with America's NTSC. Since this can record both, you can use both in the States, or if you're in Europe or something like that and you have an NTSC model camcorder, you can use it where you would use PAL. So they work vice versa with this. So that's actually really nice. So if you are using NTSC, this can record up to 1920 by 1080. And it records at 30 frames per second. And if you are using PAL, it records at 1920 by 1080, but it records at 25 frames per second. Now, looking on their website, it does say that it is compatible with 16:9 and 4:3 aspect ratio, but I'm pretty sure this only records video at 16:9. Nowhere in the menu that says you can change the aspect ratio, and I don't think it automatically detects it. So I'm pretty sure it just records in 16:9, which kind of sucks because a lot of older camcorders and stuff record in 4:3. So when you record your footage, it's going to be stretched into 16:9. So then when you go to edit it or whatever, you're going to have to change the aspect ratio back to 4:3. Now, the NTSC video input is 480i, so it's not 480p, so it's 480 interlaced. So if you don't know the difference between 480i and 480p, or 1080i and 1080p, I stands for interlaced and P stands for progressive. So anything that is 480p or 1080p. And the PAL video input, 576i. In the encoding format on this guy for the video and audio. So for video, it is MP4 or H264, which is the encoding format that YouTube uses for their videos and stuff. I assume they're both pretty much the exact same file. And then for the audio, it's just MP3. And it has ultra low latency at less than 20 milliseconds. It doesn't lag behind, and if it does, it will be less than 20 milliseconds. So when you're talking or audio from a video game or something, it'll have pretty accurate audio synced up with the video, if that makes sense. So those are just some of the specs on this. You can go onto their website and read about some of their other specs and stuff that they have, but I'll give you a couple of my pros and cons with this, the things I like and don't like. In my opinion, I think the video quality that comes out of this seems to be a little bit better than other video converters that I've used. You will get fairly good looking and accurate video quality that comes out of this, so I really enjoy that. And then on top of that, you do have the AI enhancement that you can do through like your computer, which is super nice if you want to upscale your video footage. If you're using old camcorders and stuff like VHS or video 8, even mini DV would even probably work pretty good with that. And in my opinion, this thing is at a really good price. So on Amazon, it's priced at $165, which you might be thinking that, holy crap, that's a lot. But a lot of other converters that are very similar to this are in the same ballpark or more expensive. And with $165, I mean, you get a couple of other programs from their website as well. So it's like you get to use the AI with it. They have like a video capturing device that's on their website that you can download and stuff as well. And there's like 3 different softwares that you can download once you register your product with them through their website. And it's not a huge feature, but I really enjoy the quick select to cycle through your AV, S-video, and your audio only sources. So it just makes it easy so you don't have to go through the menu and select it and choose which one you want. You can just push the button and cycle over to S-video if you need to use S-video, and you're ready to go. I really appreciate them just adding that small little feature in there that just makes it so much easier and faster to use. So those are just some of the things that I like about it. I'll give you a couple of my things that I dislike about it. One of them being it doesn't have a internal battery on it, or a rechargeable battery internally. Maybe the Pro versions or the HD versions might have one, but this one doesn't. And the only reason why I complain about that is because I usually talk about these converters being compatible with camcorders to go tapeless. You can rig these up to, or if your camera has a cold shoe mount on it, or an accessory shoe, some people call it, you can get like some phone tripod mounts and stuff, and you can kind of rig it up and get these on top of your camera and then run your video signals to your camera. And instead of recording to a tape, you would just record to a USB drive or an SD card and just push record on this rather than your camera. And then you don't even have to go through the process of transferring your footage from this to an SD card and then putting it on your laptop. It's all already recorded to an SD card. So since this doesn't have a internal battery on it, you have to find some kind of way to attach a portable charger to it, whether that is with sticky Velcro or like double-sided tape, even gluing it to the back of it. You know, I don't recommend doing that, but you have to have some form of a power supply to get it to power on and stay on while you are trying to record video. I'll leave a card above to how you can go tapeless with video converters like this, and you'll understand what I mean. I guess this one isn't really a complaint, but I really wish it had FireWire. I don't know if that's possible with these kinds of converters. If you can even get like the code or whatever, I'm not sure how FireWire works, but it would be nice to be able to record video from like Digital 8 camcorders or mini DV camcorders and not have to have an old outdated way of capturing digital footage from your mini DV or Digital 8 camcorders. Like I set mine up with a VCR that has a FireWire import, and then I run an HDMI cable over to a USB converter box and then plug it into my computer and record it with like the camera app on my computer. It's kind of a process. I have a video on that as well if you want to check that out. I don't know if it's possible, but ClonerAlliance, if you want to make a second version of this, or maybe a whole different kind of converter that is compatible with FireWire, I guarantee you would have a lot of sales with that. People would probably really enjoy it. I wish I could just help one of these companies just develop a converter that would work amazing with going tapeless with cameras. ClonerAlliance, you want to work with me on making a converter for going tapeless with cameras? Hit me up. But yeah, those are pretty much my cons. Pretty much just things that I think that you could add to it to make it better. And like I said, maybe the Pro versions or HD versions have internal batteries. I think adding a FireWire port and maybe some 1/4-inch threads and adding a kind of a swivel ball cold shoe mount to be able to mount to cameras and stuff would be great as well. But other than that, there's not really any bad flaws with it that I have noticed anyway. I will show you how to hook it up with your camcorder. Like I said, this will work with any camcorder that has AV out or S-video out. So this here is the Sony PC100. This camera's from 1999. I'll have a review in the cards above for this if you want to check the review out for this. This camera has S-video and AV out. So I'll show you AV out first, and then we'll do S-video, because S-video is a little confusing if you don't know how it works. With a lot of camcorders, and especially like mini DV camcorders, unless it's like a high-end professional one, your AV out will be kind of like a headphone jack that would plug into it. But on most cameras, it's the little yellow port that you see here on the bottom. That is your audio video out source. source. Anytime it's like that, you'll need I call it a 3-to-1 AV cable. One side, it will have all of your yellow, white, and red plugins here, but then the other side will be like a headphone jack, like I said. It'll plug into your camera on this side, and then this side will plug into your converter. So it's super simple. So you just take the headphone jack side and you just plug it into the yellow AV out plug-in there, and then you'll take your colors here and you'll just match them up on your converter, and now you have a video and audio source, and all you gotta do is just plug it in. Make sure you have a SD card or a USB drive plugged into it for your storage device. Go ahead and turn your camcorder to playback mode. So what you'll do is you will switch your camera to playback mode. You'll rewind the tape all the way to the beginning or to a portion that you want to start recording at, and hit play on your camcorder, and while it's playing, you will see the video footage pop up on the screen here. And while the video footage is playing, you'll hit record on your converter and it will start recording what is playing on the camcorder. So it records what's playing on the camcorder in real time. If you have an hour's worth of footage or a half hour's worth of footage, that's how long it's going to take to record your footage. So you can kick back and just kind of watch old memories as it happens, or leave it playing and go, do the dishes or something while it's recording and come back, and once it gets done or it gets close to being done, you can hit stop when you're ready. It will save the file to either your USB drive or your SD card, depending on which one you have, and there you go. You'll have yourself a video file. And then since it's an MP4/H.264 file, you can take that file straight from your USB drive or SD card, put it on your laptop, and you're able to drop it right into, let's say, Premiere Pro. It will have a whole timeline of what you have recorded, and then you can go in and just kind of chop up and kind of select what pieces of video you want, make a YouTube video out of it if you wanted to, or just keep the whole thing and just have a folder on your laptop and have all these old memories on there. That's the way that AV works. If you're new to S-Video, S-Video is a video-only cable, so there's no audio with it. So what you'll do is, depending on what camcorder you have, if you have one that has it would take a 3-to-1 cable like this, just go ahead and unplug the yellow cable, because that is your video cable, and then the red and white is your audio cables. This is going to be your new video cable. So you're going to find the S-Video plug-in on your camcorder, and then you'll just take the other side and plug it into your converter. So you have your S-Video cable for your video, and then you have the AV cable plugged in here, and then just unplug your video cable from the AV cable. Since you have S-Video plugged in and that's your new your new video source, you want to make sure you switch the signal to S-Video. It will still record the audio from the AV cables. The video signal itself will come from the S-Video cable instead of the AV cables. So I hope that was informative. I know I can be kind of a ditz when trying to explain things like that, so hopefully that made sense. Let me know what you think of this video converter by ClonerAlliance. I want to thank you guys again for sending this out to me, ClonerAlliance. I really appreciate it. And once again, this is the ClonerAlliance Viewlite AV review. I definitely recommend, and if you want to check it out for yourself, I'll leave a link to their website. You can check out their other products as well, and I'll leave a link to Amazon, and you can check it out on there as well. You might be able to get it at a little bit of a better price on there. If you own this converter, let me know what you think of it, and would you recommend it to anybody else? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, because we talk about old school retro camcorders and ways to convert your footage almost on a weekly basis. And on that note, we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.
Go see. Go see. Go see, go see, go see, go see, go see, go see.
What's your problem, Jack? Why are you yelling at me?
What?
You're just gonna eat grass.